What's poppin'? Turn your speakers up.
Turn these speakers up.
You're locked into the illest girls next door.
You can bump it in your stereo.
On BoominLive.com.
What? Hit the, in the, This is Illest Girls Next Door. We are back with another one. I'm Jay Benz.
And I'm Yanni.
And today, oh wow, hey y'all, don't mind me. Anyway, that's how excited I am. Like I'm all discombobulated. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I'm very excited because we have a very special guest today. This woman right here sitting next to me, she's my spiritual mentor. She's the reason why I wear crystals and, I'm all like love and light and shit. So here we have Gold Aura, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
So happy to be here.
I was about to say, thanks for coming. Like, we're happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
So how you feeling today?
I'm feeling honored. I'm at the table. I'm at the table.
At the table. You could sit with us. Everybody can't sit with us. You could sit with us.
I could sit with you guys. I'm honored. I'm happy. I'm excited.
Oh.
So what
Making
makes
my
your
cheeks hurt.
your aura so golden?
She was gonna ask that.
Of course you knew.
The name, I love gold. I love gold. Everything about it is just gold. Like, I think gold is just so like pure. So it's kind of like in a weird way saying like pure aura. Everything about me is golden. My skin is golden. My body is golden. My mind is golden. Gold aura.
Living my life like it's golden.
Right. I got that on the playlist. I got that on my playlist for Set the Tone. I listen to it to get in my bag. Like when I'm out of it, I listen to it and I'm golden. What are you talking about?
So setting the tone, I know that's something that a lot of your followers are familiar with. Can you explain a little bit what that is?
So setting the tone is when you wake up, right? First thing you do, majority of us do, is pick up our phones and like absorb social media. So sometimes before you go to sleep, you could go to sleep pissed off about something, and then you go wake up and carry it into the next morning or into the next day. See something on social media as soon as you wake up, and it just jacks you up. So the whole purpose of setting the tone is you set the tone the moment you go to sleep and you wake back up. So it's a choice if you want to carry that into the next day. So mainly when I set the tone, I'm normally in my bathroom because that's where we piss, shit. I could curse.
Yeah.
Wash our face, brush our teeth. So it's a good time to get in tune with you. Only you in the bathroom, you play the music, you set the tone for how your day go, and hopefully it drags out. But just know you set it in the beginning to go a certain way. We in a good mood, we don't know what happened, we just listen to music, our energy is high. So that's where setting the tone come from. Be you in the mirror, brush your teeth, wash your ass, play your favorite songs, goof off, and you set the tone.
That's a good way to start your day.
Right.
It's like, how else do you start your day?
It's a great way
And
to
honestly,
start your day.
I agree, like, what she just said as well, too, setting the tone. Because, like, me, like, if I'm, like, sad and just, like, the whole world's falling apart today, like, I try not to let it drag over to tomorrow because it's, like, yesterday already happened. I can't change it. Like, it is what it is, so why am I about to sit here and dawn on it? Today's a new day. Let's just rock out and see what 2020 brings me.
Now I'm gonna get into it because I had this in my mind for a minute.
Oh,
so
God.
when you're at your lowest point, that's when people want to search for like spiritual guidance. So you being a person who heals people spiritually, like, how is it like when you were at your lowest? And you didn't know what to do, like.
Oh, I was how was it?
Yeah, like how was the
before?
experience? Like,
Oh,
what made you
man.
feel like you wanted to be a healer to other people?
I really so dug my own self out. That's how I'm able to like teach other people, because I think the problem is I went through like 2 stages. So first, when you're depressed or you're miserable, you look for other people to save you. And then when other people can't save you, then you start like kind of being a victim, like, oh, nobody's never here for me. Every time I call somebody, nobody never answers. And it's like, okay, well, nobody else is there, so now you got to figure it out. Like, I'm not about to keep being miserable trying to, now I have no choice but to figure it out. So my dark times went from me making other people obligated to get me out of it to me just sitting literally by myself, miserable as hell, like, all right, what you gonna do, sis? Because this ain't it. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna stop doing? What can you stop doing to avoid? And I just mentally started coming up with tactics to stop whatever that had me there in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my stages was dark. My stages were dark, like on the couch all day, like not moving, dark, like didn't want a job, didn't want friends, like just boo-hooing, like just crying, just like at one point it got like a little suicidal because I'm like, okay, what is my purpose? Like, what am I doing here? Like, I'm miserable every day. I wake up, I'm miserable every day. I got an attitude because I'm miserable every day. And then it's like, well, you can't die. Like, I had the thoughts, but then I'm like, I start thinking about little stuff like, damn, my grandmother, you know, my brother and sister. Like, all right, we know you ain't got enough balls. Like, the thought of keep being reoccurring, but then you ain't got enough balls to keep kicking in at the same time. So it's like, I gotta find a way. Like, it gotta be some way, and won't nobody help me, and I'm not about to keep looking for it. So like, what are you gonna do? If you ain't going off yourself, what are you gonna do? Like,
Figure it out. At what point did you decide, like, okay, I'm really gonna take this spirituality real? Like, I'm like, you really gonna like take that step? Like, I'm gonna do this.
after my father died, because that's when it got dark for me. And then when he passed away, I started noticing like a lot of trauma. You know, it was my first real loss. Like, I never lost any close friends, like great grandmother, nothing at the time. So my first loss was my dad, who was in my life like all my life. And when he passed away, me and my mom relationship became like super garbage. Sorry, Mom. It became like super garbage. And then I had so much daddy issues because a lot of things didn't get resolved between me and my father before he passed away. So like, I didn't know I was carrying that out with talking to dudes. And then I was going through things with my mother. So I was kind of like becoming her in a weird sense. Like I was gaining issues. And it kind of went like, it kind of goes back to my first answer with like, I just was tired. Like, I want better. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to be toxic. I can't keep a dude. I can't keep a friend. Like, I can't manage. Like, what? Like, I know I'm not this bad. Because in your head, you know you got a purpose. You know you smart. But it's like, it got to be something. So initially, I just wanted to like meditate. Like, I just wanted to be at peace with myself. So that was initially the goal. Like, it wasn't nothing. It wasn't to even come this far. That wasn't the goal. The goal was really just, all right, I'm going to take this spirituality stuff because it resonates and I just want to heal. That's it. So if I got to meditate, okay. If I got to eat clean, okay. But I just wanted to like be at peace. That was it. Because everybody knows spiritual people look more zenful. And then they're like, you know what I'm saying? They look just a little bit more like like peaceful. And I wanted some of that.
And how did you like start? Like, did you just start meditating? Also, did you have help? Was you talking to somebody else that was also like a spiritual healer? Or did you just like, not in a sense, but like look it up, like, okay, this is how I do this. Like, how did you know what to do?
Yeah, that's what...
Well, social media is a great thing because I'll like put in a search bar astrology or like spirituality, and anybody who tweeted about it, I followed them. Like, I started off basic from my timeline because nobody I was following on Twitter was into it. Like nobody. So I had to first and foremost start following those kind of people. Then I went on Instagram and I typed in like hashtag spiritualist, hashtag meditation, hashtag yoga, following everybody. Like, I think I followed like 30 people. And interesting, I started following one girl who was from Maryland. She was into tarot and spirituality, and I'll talk to her and we became friends. Eventually our friendship stopped because when you're teaching somebody and they're learning from you and they start using it, it starts looking like you're mimicking them. But it's really like you're teaching me and I'm using it.
Right.
So
Like, what am I supposed to do? Not
exactly.
learn?
So we kind of like bumped heads, and then from there I met my now mentor, Mary. Hi, Mary. Hopefully she see this. I didn't even know I was following her, but when I was hashtagging everybody and their grandmother, she followed me back, and we had a conversation, and she told me I spread myself too thin, like randomly, and I'm like, nigga, who are you? Like, who are you? And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a psychic. And I'm like, oh, hey girl, I'm trying to be where you at. She told me she was from Jersey, and then like immediate, she was like, I don't know if this is weird, but I'm having a bonfire. Do you want to come? Like same day. And I just was like, looked at my boyfriend like, oh, we're going to Garfield. So I could go hang out with some people that can teach me something. And from there, it kind of just like fumed off. But super self-taught, super Googled, figured out. Like I kind of winged it, literally. Like.
So you say you went with your boyfriend. What would you say about like having people who support you around you? Like how does that help your journey?
It helps a lot because when I first got into it, a lot of people are not open. It's a trend now. It's no secret. It's a trend now. But when I was getting into it, it wasn't a thing. So it's like I did have friends around who kind of downplayed it, where it almost looked like, girl, bye. like it was like a joke. And so the more serious I became, the more I started to notice how they thought it was a joke. And then it started making me feel like an outcast. Like I already felt like the black sheep before I was even into this. And now this is putting me more in the hole. You know what I'm saying? So now that I have people that support me and that know like this is my lifestyle, it's very refreshing. Like it keeps me going. I'm not gonna hold you. Like it keeps me going. Like even my family, they treat me different now. And you know, family, they always look at you how they see you. And girl, they treat me really different. Like it's refreshing. Support is always needed.
So what advice do you have for someone who is looking into spirituality and who's looking to get more in tune with themselves, but they don't really have that support system?
I ain't have it. I didn't have it starting out. I was from scratch. I just want to say that. But I'll say don't worry about it. Honestly, like it would be mad corny if I say worry about it. Like don't worry about support because you on your journey. And when people start seeing you looking a little brighter, then they want to hop on, and then it's your decision if you want to take that. Don't worry about it. You are on your path, and a lot of people are not going to understand it because a lot of people are not on a spiritual journey. A lot of people want to downplay it. A lot of people got different beliefs, and it's just like, I'm just not going to talk about it with you. Like, this is a me thing, you know? Unless you're looking for support to validate you, then that sounds like a you problem. But I'll say, like, you don't need it. Starting off, you don't need it. It's a you thing. And then when you get right, trust me, everybody go, oh my God, why are you so happy now? How did you get there? They're like, nope, because when I was trying to get you to help me, you wasn't with it. So, you know, or you could be nice and tell them, but.
The petty in you is like, yeah, nah,
or
fuck
you could
that.
be nice and tell them, but hey, it's up to you. It's up to you. So,
like, do you ever feel that there's a battle sometimes between your old self and your ascended self?
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
What do you do in those moments when you feel
that's your ego. That's you gotta.
Let's talk about the ego.
Really?
let's get into that.
That is the ego. Because at the end of the day, you're still human and you're still normal. And I think the biggest misconception with spirituality is when you're spiritual, you're just like this holy, loving, light, happy person 24/7.
Fuck that.
Monday to Sunday. Nobody gets you mad. You can't yell. You can't do this. You can
They think you're a monk.
Literally, like a
monk.
happy robot, like a programmed robot. And it's like, I still have things that piss me off. And I still have boundaries and I still have levels, and you still have to respect me like a human being. And just because I'm love and light, I'm not supposed to be like, hi, you know what you said to me the other day? I just really feel like that was really like, no, listen, Yo, I don't like the way you was talking to me yesterday. Like, you tripping. Like, I let you slide Monday, Tuesday, but like, nah, you feel me? Like, I'm still human. It doesn't switch who I am. It just switch how I carry myself. So answering your question is like, it's times where I kind of trigger into my old self, but then I remember how far I came. And then mentally where I'm at now. So even when I'm about to do something that my old self would do, I take a minute, and then, anybody around me could like tell you, like, I'll sit or I'll talk. I'm a talker. I'll talk it out until I come to a solution, the most common solution, and then I'll go with it. Like, you know what? I'm not even about to go slash his tires because
I felt that.
that shit about to get repoed next week anyway. Like, let them stay there. Like, let them stay there. Just.
Yo.
But instead of, it works. Like, it works. So I'll say anybody who even thinks about it, give yourself a minute. That's impulsive. When you be impulsive, you do stupid stuff. And then at the end of the day, it don't even matter the next day. Like, just sit down. What really hurt? What's really going to hurt you? All right, I'm not going to argue. You know what? You right. And then later on, when you see I was right, you'll be back. I'm not even about to stoop down and match. I'm solely against matching energy. I'm not even about to do it. So you do your thing, and then you'll be back. You do your thing, and when life hits you, you'll understand what I was saying, and that hurts worse. That's better.
The frustration with being a bigger person when you really want to say what you want to say. Because I'll be texting, like, I'll text a whole paragraph, then I'll just be like, backspace delete. Okay.
That's what that's
Send.
called? Growth.
Because, I'll be wanting to speak my piece.
Even when you texting it out and you erasing it and you texting it out, the bigger you was erasing it, but then the smaller you was like, nah.
let me leave that there.
But like, with stuff, it's still like, me personally, I've been through stuff like that till this day, and one thing I noticed is like the tongue really is a sword. So, and a lot of people can't take a sword tongue. So if I say exactly how I feel and exactly what I mean, whatever's happening right now is going to cut way deeper than what it is right now. Like, so that means this is about to spew over for the next week. Like, this is about to be a trending topic. So normally what I do is I figure out, and it works, I figure out how to say everything I want to say without sending a paragraph. Unless it's like, it's called for it to break down. But other than that, it's just like, what you did Thursday, it really hurt my feelings. Like, I understand you didn't mean it, but it did. And whether you want to apologize or you don't want to apologize, my feelings is valid, and I'm telling you how I felt. So whatever you want to do with that, then that's your business. But this is how I feel. Send. So there's only two ways you can go about it.
Right.
There's only two ways you can go about it.
I like that.
I gotta run this back. Right. When I'm in an argument, I'm like,
Wait, what she say,
this.
dude? She said
So-
this, that.
So I'm gonna text exactly what she
How
said.
I feel. Press play. How you valid? Oh, valid. Because now, what are we going back and forth for? So it's only one way. Now the ball is in your court. So either you're gonna apologize, we're gonna move forward, or you're gonna keep telling me how my feelings is not valid. And at that point, I feel like you are somebody that I shouldn't even be talking to. In no way. Mom, dad, cousin, brother, boyfriend, girlfriend. My feelings aren't valid with you, so maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't, but I'm not about to keep. I'm stressing myself out trying to get you to understand. At the end of the day, you're going to be fine. Now I'm in my bag because you don't understand where I'm coming from. Yep. Yeah. No, save it. you gotta
Okay,
save
Drake.
your energy. Save it. Now I'm pissed off the whole day over something that happened 5 hours ago. Help me.
I hate that.
Help
You
me.
done set the tone, now your shit fucked up. Like,
Right,
damn.
exactly. I did all that good brushing my teeth to the good songs this morning. And then I'm pissed off for 3 hours all because somebody is not understanding how I feel. Yep, no. And you good. And that really pisses me off. Like, oh, you're happy today. Oh, wow.
Now I'm fucked up.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's not right. That's not right.
Now, can you kind of like explain, like if it's like a beginner, like what saging does for you, and like what is the purpose of saging?
Oh, so saging is one word. It's a cleanser. Let's just put that out there. It's a cleanser. It cleanses negative energy. Your space. It's really just, you really just want to think of it like a cleanser, honestly. I don't want to say anything to make anybody confused. After you have a big party, whole bunch of people in your house, a whole bunch of energy, sage helps get that out. Do not sage with the window shut and your doors closed.
Demons gonna be in the house like.
They were getting right. Party!
Do not. Let me say that one more time.
She's
I
a
felt
mess,
like
yo.
I needed to say
Say
that. Let
it
me say it
again.
one more time. When you sage, this is my spirit. This is my spiritual voice. This is how people think I
this
really
her
talk in
sexy
real
voice.
life. When you sage, people, open up the windows, open up the doors, let the smoke out. How are you cleansing the area with the smoke just in there, bobbing and weaving? You have to let it out. It's best to do it when your house is clean. I like doing it when my house is clean because it's just the energy in there. But saging is really just it's a cleanser. To me, it's a reset. You can even sage yourself just to reset, take it in, breathe it out. So yeah, keep your windows open, y'all, when you do that. Though I don't know who's saging with their windows closed, but
Quick little story. So, somebody gave me some sage. I forgot where I was at. I think I was like an event or something like that. So, to be honest, I didn't know what to do with it. So I called Rissy.
oh my god,
I'm like, Riss, I got some sage. What do I do? She was like, open the windows, open the door, light it, and just, walk around the room, let out all the demons and everything. I'm like, all right, Riss, I got this. I'm like, wait, but how do I put it out? Like, do I dab it out? I'm like, do I dab it out or like I just leave it?
do it
Like,
set on fire? Like how we do this?
She was
thing?
like, she asked me something. She's like, all right, so how I do this? All right, so wait, I'm finished. Like, what do I do now? I'm like,
How I know when I'm done?
not-
How I know when it's all out? Right. How do I know when the energy is clear?
That's not a bad question because I don't know. Do you just
see,
feel
that's
it?
why I'm like,
well, for me, how I know, cause like with the sage, it'll just go out on its own.
Oh, okay.
So that's like an indicator for me. And then like I'll feel it too. Like I know when I sage myself. Like the other night, I sat in my car and saged myself, and I literally got tired. Like I got like, oh shit, I need to go to sleep tired. And I knew that because like I just had a lot of energy on me. And I could just tell, like, if you're in tune with yourself and like if you really pay attention to how you feel before you sage and after, then you'll know. But as far as like in your room or like if you're in a space or whatever, I just kind of let the smoke just go out on its own. So like I put it in like a little fireproof bowl or something like that, and it'll just go out.
Or if you're not in tune with yourself, you could just do it till you feel like
Till
it's
you feel-
enough.
yeah.
Like, cause it's times where I can feel like, all right, it's set. Like just my body, like it'll kind of like do this shifting. But then there's sometimes where I'm not even paying attention to how I feel, and I'll just keep lighting it and keep lighting it and going in the living room and just keep lighting it until I'm like, all right, that's enough. You know, like. It kind of would work like what she's saying. I don't think that ever like really happened to me, but you resonate. Everybody work with things different. So I'll say like keep doing it until you feel like it. You feel like your room is smoky enough, or are you choking? Then it's probably like, all right, girl, just let it out at this point. But it's no set when to stop. Like it's no.
So I'd say like maybe a week ago, maybe a little more than a week ago, you had an event that I joined for the first time. Oh, wow. It was really great. I'm so excited for the next one. That's how good the first one was.
coming to the next one.
No, that day I left like,
They left
yo,
me.
today I got clean. I meditated. Like I met everybody's face. It was so good.
cough, cough, they left me.
You got left.
Yeah.
They
No,
left me.
no.
But
Yes.
I did meditate for my first time ever. And like before, I was just
That
one of
was
those
your first
people
time?
like, I tried and I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, I can't do it. So then when I
said,
did it
"What
with
is
you
this?
for the
What is
first
this
time, it was
bullshit?"
just like intense. I was like, oh, like I felt like I was
Oh,
the
I
only
did
one
that
there.
shit.
I'm like, oh, like I feel emotion. I'm like, what's this? Like, so it's good. But getting to the point, like, how does it feel? I don't know how many you've done before I've joined, but how does it feel like teaching people and being there for people to experience that for the first time?
Good as hell. It feels so like I had I had three events. I probably wanted to cry after every event. Like it's still that fresh. Like after an event, when I hear about it, like, oh, it worked or it helped. Like, even sometimes while talking to whoever's there, like, of what they experienced, I be ready to cry. Like, cause I'm like, yo, I'm really doing this shit.
Man, that first
Because
event.
I'm normal. Like, I'm human. So, and coming from where I came from, and not even like mental space of depression and being miserable, like, I'm literally helping other people, like, cleanse, and they're crying, and they're like what is me? And I think that's the problem, because sometimes it's like not self-doubt, but like I said, I didn't have this plan, but now, like, to teach other people and to know that, oh, I never meditated before, and I'd be like, oh, I can't stop my brain, and then when you meditate with me, you're doing it. It's like, oh my God, like, oh my God, like, I'd be so overwhelmed, because I'm like, I helped you do that, you know. Now go home, you got to try to do it by yourself, and it might be a little different, but it's really great. That's what really, other than support, that keeps me going. Like, I could not have any supporters like tomorrow that's close to me. Like, we don't support you. I'm like, okay. Because I have people who do, and people who are still here and willing, like, I can help people. So at this point, like, if y'all don't support me, I mean, it's going to hurt because y'all are close to me, but I'm doing this shit, you know?
Let me tell y'all right now, if you come to a Gold Door event, you will cry. Like, you will cry. You, like, it's, you're not gonna leave not shedding a tear or nothing.
I want to go cry.
No, bro. First event, when I tell you she had to bring the roll of tissue and just sit it in the middle,
my bathroom,
out
and
of the
put it
bathroom,
in
and
the
just sit
middle
it in
of
the
the
middle of the
floor.
floor. Because
Everybody.
and I'm saying ugly cry.
Everybody.
Like, it was bad. It was bad, but it was good.
Yeah.
I didn't even know how to feel. I was looking at them like,
What did I do?
No, she was sitting there like,
I was sitting there like, oh, I'm gonna go get some tissue. I had to go. It was so unplanned. I really went in my bathroom, got the whole roll, and just put it in the middle of the floor. And I'm just looking like, yo. And even that was a proud moment, because crying to me is like a good indicator. I mean, you're all the way tapped in. I mean, you're releasing. Like, me personally, it's not really a bad thing. I love crying. When I'm crying, I'm doing something right. Like, so to see, I think I had like 8 people. Everybody in the circle, except for I think one person, were in tears. Like, and it wasn't like baby it was like fast. Like, it was fast tears. Like, and I'm just like, and that was my first event. And I'm like, whoa. And after that event, I think I did tear up when everybody left. I couldn't hold it. I was like, yo. But I couldn't cry in front of y'all, because it's like, I'm the teacher. I got to stay strong and look like I got it in the bag. But I ain't gonna lie, watching everybody, I'm like, damn, don't cry. Hi, you need tissue? Don't cry. But yeah.
So I just kind of wanted to switch gears a little bit, because I know this is somewhat a debate amongst a lot of people: spirituality versus religion.
Good question.
So let's get into it.
What's the question?
Well, like, is there like a difference? Does it cross paths?
Okay, I'll say this. He's sweating. He's like, oh, jeez. Here we go. I'll say this. Religion is a box. Respectfully. Religion is a box. Religion makes you think you are put on earth to serve, to the point where you can't wear this, you can't do that, you can't do that. It's like a dad. It's like a strict ass dad. Where spirituality allows you to be yourself and kindly help you adjust yourself. So you pick, because spirituality resonated more with me, you know. And I really just want to keep it here because it's such a touchy topic. But that's just what I'm going to say about it. And I think that the reason why it's so much of a debate is because, you know, from young, we are programmed. A lot of us grew up in a church. A lot of us, I sung in a choir for some years. Like,
Let me hear the,
absolutely not. I sung in a choir. Like, my family is like, they're not Christian to like OD, like heavy on it. But I've been in a church. I've been in a choir. I have family members who, like, her husband is a pastor. Like, it can go that deep.
Sunday hats.
I never personally, I'm not gonna say resonated. I didn't understand Christianity. I tried to read the Bible once. I read it. I'm like, thou art no what? Like it just wasn't
King James version.
It just wasn't English to me. But I always believed in God. I always believed in like a higher power. But I couldn't understand everything else. I understand there's a God, and I know that somebody is helping push me like a higher person. But anything else after that, I just couldn't get jiggy with it, you know? And so with spirituality, when I wanted to save myself and I started looking into spirituality, I seen that it was more of a me thing. It's not about praising another God. It's just more so of a me thing. What do you want to do? This is what you want to do? Okay, then you do this. It's more of a self-growth thing. That's why a lot of people, I tell anybody who want to get into spirituality, like, look, this ain't no joke. This ain't no joke. You want gifts, you want to be into crystals, you want to read tarot. Listen, you got to adjust. This is a lifestyle. There's no way you could be spiritual and not fix you, or else you're like a toxic, fraudulent spiritualist, to say the least. Like, you have to do the shadow work, which is all about you. So that stubbornness, that ego, that negative, you always want to fight, or you're argumentative, the spirituality is going to make you see yourself. And some people can't deal with that because they're used to being how they are, who they are. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to strip a person who's been like fighting their whole life and then try to make them stop. And then you either gonna be strong enough to stop fighting, or you're gonna be like, man, fuck this shit. This is who I am. All right, but don't act like you some spiritual love and light person when you like beating people up a lot of bit behind closed doors, you know. But you know, going back to your question, I want to get off topic. That's how it was for me. Religion is it's too boxy. It's too boxy. I even went to like a Christian event with a group of girls, and the pastor wife was like leading it. And she was talking about how like you can't wear sweats and you can't wear this and you can't do that and you're not supposed to drink on a week. And I'm like, man, me taking shots on Friday does not change my heart.
You feel me?
Me taking shots on Friday does not change. Me drinking wine does not change my heart. I know who I am. So you mean to tell me that if I drink, like I'm this not saved person, I need to work? Like, oh man, like, there was that moment I knew, like, yeah, you know, this whole religion thing isn't for me. I believe in God, but this whole religion part is just not for me, bro. Like, my path is my path. So it was like I started a debate with her about like getting married, you know, the whole getting married and the pregnancy thing. And I'm like, well, what if I get pregnant before I get married? Like, does that, I have to ask for forgiveness? But why? Like, maybe this isn't my path. Maybe it was meant for me to have my baby, to learn something and something and something, and boom, I'm married now. Like, why does it have to completely, like, why can't it shift the dynamic and not make the dynamic? Exactly. Like, so me personally, you know, I believe in God, yes, but I'm just not with religion. I think it's just a boxed in thinking way, like, if that makes sense.
No, I can definitely attest to that because a lot of you guys know I grew up Muslim. I grew up in a Muslim household, and just last May I fasted, but I felt like I've been kind of on a spiritual journey since I was about 15. And when I say spiritual journey, I don't necessarily mean like meditating and using crystals and doing tarot and stuff like that. It's more so me just figuring out who I am. So like for a while, like I say, like maybe in my preteen years, like when my grandmother died, I consider myself an atheist. I didn't believe in anything because I'm like, if God is so, this love and light being, if God is so great, why would he take my grandmother away from me, right? So then it was like, well, that's not how I was raised. I'm like, that doesn't make sense because we didn't get here just out of nowhere. I'm like, there's something, I don't know what it is. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm going to be agnostic. For those of you who don't know what agnostic means, it's like you believe in a higher being, but you just don't associate yourself with any religion. Even though I was raised in a Muslim household, it was like the religion was forced on me. And I'm a Gemini. I don't like nothing being forced on me. Even as a kid, like how do you explain to a 5-year-old that they can't celebrate Halloween when all of their other classmates are celebrating Halloween? And then how does that 5-year-old explain that to the other 5-year-olds? You know, it was like stuff was just forced on me and nothing was ever explained to me. So therefore, I kind of had to find my own answers. And it's like, if I got to do this on my own, then what am I following it for? You know? So then that happened. And then it was like, as I got older, stuff started happening to me and I started understanding different things, I'm like, nah, I need some type of guidance. So then that's when I tried to practice Islam again. I started reading the Quran. I started covering more, but I'm like, yeah, nah, this not it either. This not it. I need something else. So then it was at that point where I was like, I understood that there was a difference between being spiritual and being religious. And people don't understand that. When you're spiritual, you understand there's a higher being. You understand the spirit within yourself. And like, even, this is about to be super controversial, but look, this is what we're here for. People think of God as like this great, big, powerful being that controls everything and everybody. Me, and I think other spiritualists resonate with this. God is in you. God is in me.
My grandmother told me
God
that.
is everything.
And she's a Muslim.
Right.
My grandmother's Muslim. That's what
I
she
never
said.
knew that. God is everything. And I think the reason why people do that is because people associate God with Jesus, and that's because Christianity and how it's such, you know, like, it's the biggest religion in the world other than Islam. But God is everything. God is everybody. And then once I really start to understand that and internalize that, I'm like, I don't need a religion to make me feel right. Thank you. No, for real. And that's who's that? Mary?
That song on her spirit for a reason.
For real. No, for real. So it's like, once I really understood that, I'm like, I don't need a religion to box me in or to tell me that. It's like, I understand what spirit is. I understand what God is, you know? And it's like, once I did that, it became easier for me to really take the necessary steps I needed to get into spirituality. And like, it like, I kind of, it's weird, because it's weird explaining it to other people, because like, I've had people be like, oh, well, ain't you Muslim? Like, how does that work? You doing cars? And I'm like, look, I'm spiritual, right? Like, is that, okay? Like, that's all it is.
When I realized that religion wasn't for me is when I really looked at the bigger picture, and everybody that I know personally is a sinner in some way, shape, or form. So we're all hell bound if you really want to look at it. So it's just like, it didn't make sense to me if it's like, you know, like, nobody's perfect, we're all going to hell. I'm like, we're all going to go to hell. So I started living life like an atheist, because I'm like, we're all going to go to hell. That's how I look at it now. Like, when people talk about religion, I'm going to be like, it's like, okay, not to throw this out there, I had a friend who I practiced Christianity with, and this is not a knock to her path. She's happy, but it just wasn't working for me.
Right.
And it's like, with Christians, at least from my family's Christians, everything, it's like they're the most judgmental people in the world when you're not supposed to be judgmental. So it's like, okay, you're on a path of that, but okay, when you make a mistake, all you got to do is repent, and you're good in the eyes of the Lord, and you're judging other people. It's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, what would you call that? Like, hypocritical. Like, as long as you praising the Lord, as long as you repenting your sins, you free from sin. Like, you're going to the happy place and you could judge everybody. It's like, you know, let's be real. Like, that don't make sense. Like, half of the Bible don't make sense. When I'm in church, I've been to a lot of church. I'll be asking questions. They be like, but baby, let's not talk about that right now. But I'm like, no, really make it make sense, because I'm asking these questions because you're supposed to answer them.
Bro, that's
you know
when
what I mean?
knew. It's like, you ask them a question and they don't even have the answer. So it's like, what are you talking about right now?
And like, my long story short, it'd be different if God sent us down here with directions, but he didn't. So it's like, I'm really not going to look at anybody else. Like, it's like, whatever feels right for me must be right? So it's like, if it don't feel right, and I'm following religion, I'm following these things, it don't feel right, then it can't be right.
And then like, I don't know, like, when it comes to like religion, my home was literally, my mother's side was Christian, my father's side was Muslim. So, you feel me? Go to my dad's side, assalamu alaikum, alaikum assalam. Go to my grandmother's house, hey, grandma, she eat pork. I'm not supposed to, I'm like, grandma, I can't eat pork. Like, you know, my dad going, like, it was just always like,
it was a battle.
Yeah, like, okay, I'll go to your grandmother's house and there ain't no pork, this, that, and the third. But it was, okay, this is about to be a little explicit. Sorry, y'all. I had this aunt, my dad's sister. She lived in Georgia, went on like this wild, like, Christianity thing, like, follow God like the fullest, went to Georgia, lived by herself, but she was sick as well too. She was albino too. Okay. So my dad, he went all the way to Georgia to get her because she wanted to be more closer to her family. Now, granted, I think she had this planned out. So a couple months later, me and my dad driving home, and my dad's mother calls her, my grandmother, like, yeah, your sister, they said that something happened to her. Can you go check on her? Long story short, we pull up, she hung herself. Wow. Word. Literally, she was only in Jersey for like 3 to 4 months. So right after, I went to my grandmother's house. I'm not gonna say I didn't feel for her because it's like somebody commits suicide, like you're gonna feel that. But I wasn't close with her either, so I was just fine. So I went to my grandmother's house afterwards and everything. I'm like, yeah, grandma, my mom just committed suicide. She was like, what? And she was Christian, and she was like, Christians not supposed to kill themselves, like talking literally. So I'm just like,
It makes you question everything.
like I'm just like. Why did you like cause she was all in, like when I'm everything, like God did,
And she wasn't happy.
like God everything. And then she did that. So we'll never know why and everything like that, but it's just like one thing that I always like go back like when you want to talk about religion, but I'm like, look, like look. But I also know too, like with my grandmother is 76. She still follow Christianity, like her and her sisters get on like a prayer call every morning, but that's what keeps her happy, alive, just looking forward to making sure that she's okay and she has protection and everything. So grandma, if that works for you, by all means, I'm with it.
And that's my whole thing with it. Like, when people try to judge me, like, oh, you're wearing crystals, that's the devil, or da-da-da, this, like, and try to, like, I'm like, yo, at first, when I first got into it, I used to be highly offended and like very feisty about it, to say the least. But then I learned, like, yo, it works for me. I'm not walking around here blowing up buildings. Like, I'm not walking around here shooting people. Like, I'm not walking around here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what keeps me enlightened. This is what keeps me a decent person. So instead of me attacking you, excuse me, you're what? You're Muslim? That's what keep you wholesome? Then so be it. Like, I had somebody ask me, like, I have a daughter, one, for those who don't know. And I had somebody ask me, like, if, her name is Karma. I had somebody ask me, like, if Karma grow up and she don't want to be spiritual, how would you feel about it? And I'm like, as a mom, I'll talk to her about it. But if it's something she doesn't want to do, as long as she believes in something, I don't care if she come home and say, Ma, I want to be a Muslim, or Ma, I want to go to church. Like, it doesn't bother me. As long as you stand for something that can make you whole. You're not going to live in this house and completely believe in nothing, because then it's like, what gives you your light? What gives you your faith? Like, in my eyes, that'd be like, what do you have faith in? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have nothing to lose. You don't think it comes from, you know what I'm saying? So it's not really a big thing to me. I think it's more so of a big thing of people who just, I don't know, want to judge or take it that deep. But like, my baby could be Muslim if she want. If that's what resonate with you and keep you doing well, doing good, you feel like you need to pray, and that's what keep you centered, by all means do that. You know, and her dad talked about it because he went to a Catholic school and he knows the Bible. And so I was like, we came into terms with it. Like, long as she believe in something, that won't have her out here just tweaking because she don't believe in a higher power, period. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's not even that deep anymore. I used to get offended about it, but like now it's just like, if you want to know about it, just ask. But if you asking me questions to attack me and get me to understand what you're saying, yeah, you like smoothies? Have a nice day. Like, I'm not about to waste my time breaking it down unless you're open to really understanding and listening. Other than that, you're not going to drain my energy attacking me or trying to like find a slick way to throw jabs and poke holes through my beliefs, because I'm not doing it with you. So,
And before we close out, I just wanted to switch gears. As a spiritualist, what are some of the services that you offer?
Everything. So I'm gonna start doing one-on-one meditation sessions, because I see that's it, boss. I throw events, yoga, meditation events, but I'm gonna start doing one-on-one meditation sessions. I do tarot readings. I do phone readings. It's called the energetic reading. So we could talk on the phone and I don't need cards, and I can feel everything that's going on, whoever you're talking about. Basically, like, I don't need cards. I can
you can read me?
Listen.
Right now. Don't hold it back. Don't hold nothing back. I'm ready.
Let me answer the question.
Okay, finish. And then after you done?
She's dead serious.
I know she is. You know you gotta tell me. I do coaching. I do spiritual coaching. That's how I met Marissa here. She's a mentee, now assistant. Kudos. I do spiritual coaching, meditation, yoga, tarot readings, energetic readings. I read people through pictures.
Wow.
Kind of the whole
told me how to do
nine.
that.
I don't really do future readings. Like I don't consider myself a psychic. Don't come to me, ask me, will you be married in 15 years? Like I don't do that stuff. Like, will I be pregnant in 9 years? Like I don't do that stuff. I focus on the now. I could tell you 6 months from now, maybe, but I focus on today. Cause I tell you something that's gonna happen 10 years ago, and then like something big happened and shifted off. Now you're gonna think I'm inaccurate. And it's like, no, sis, you broke your leg. So like, how you gonna be a model now? Like, I know I told you I was gonna be a model, but unfortunately, like something happened that was very devastating, and it was a mistake. So it turned your whole future upside down. So yeah, that's pretty much all my services for now. Hopefully I'll be tapping into some more, but I'm only one person.
I filled out my form, just like, you know, right here live.
You have asked the answers.
You gotta do it over.
You gotta do it over.
Wait.
Unless you want me to skip it.
I gotta be like super, paragraph.
That's what gets you in the door. I gotta get a feel of who you are
I'm gonna
before
start over again. I just wanted to
I
be
was
straight
like,
to the point.
What do you want to get
Nah.
from this experience? She was like, clarity.
Clarity.
Clarity. Well, I'm like, y'all.
Okay.
I was checking straight to the point.
I'm sitting there like, all right,
I'm
this
gonna
is
redo
my
it. I'm gonna write a
friend. Like,
paragraph.
You don't have to write a paragraph, but the form is like I said, it's how I know if I want to work with you. I have to know. So when you're not giving me too much,
I'm gonna start over. Act like you ain't read that one.
You ain't see that.
I'm gonna delete it.
you ready?
I've been ready. Waiting on you.
Oh, you want this on air and stuff?
I told you she was dead serious. You wait, are you
Okay.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, y'all, this
Marissa
Illest
like, you're
girls-
gonna cry.
This Illest girls next door, Ron done cut. Thought you seen some shit before.
What do you want to know? You just want me to like spew?
Put it all out.
You don't got a question?
No,
Jesus, I'm nervous. My heart is pounding.
I'm not nervous.
I know you not, because you don't know what the fuck she about to say.
Don't let her rile. She trying to get you
It's
riled
not like
up.
it's not like that
It's like,
bad.
nah, it's like, nah.
Where's your mom?
My mom passed away in 2005 from breast cancer.
So you're daddy's girl.
Yeah, for the most part. Well, yes.
You you have this defense mechanism, this masculine defense mechanism to suppress other issues in your life. I feel like you push it way down, and then like you have this fire in you, like this enthusiastic, and you use your enthusiasm to
I am a Leo.
you use your enthusiasm to kind of distract you from what the problem really is. So I want to say you roll over your problems and try to make it seem like it's no big of a deal.
It's not.
She's horrible.
It is. It definitely is. But you saying it's not, that's a suppression right there. Because it definitely, I could feel that it is. It's just, you create it in your head that it's not that big of a deal. But it shows. Shit, I could feel it. And there's this masculine need to protect yourself at all times, all the time. And so that's why you're so masculine, because you don't feel safe being feminine. And
Period.
you need to work on that, because you're a female and it's okay to be vulnerable and it's okay to be feminine, and you better not cry.
She
She don't even know what we was talking about last night.
It's
Yo,
coming.
she don't even know.
I'm not about to cry.
No, you could cry.
You could cry.
She
No,
get, you
no.
could be
I
feminine.
am
You
about to
could cry.
over here. No.
You could
it's
cry.
not
You could
happening.
She pulled that shit back.
Look at Jada getting
She
red.
said,
I was waiting for
Hey,
it.
yo.
that's the problem though. We should have let her do it.
We
That's
shoulda.
the problem though. Like, that's what she do. You about to cry, and then that masculine sister humor come kicking in, and then you pull it back, and then you don't deal with it. It's okay to cry. Write it down. Talk to somebody. You can't be masculine all the time. That shit is gonna have you acting real, you're gonna miss out on a lot of things, on a lot of great people and a lot of great opportunities masking yourself like that.
I'm about to cry for you.
That literally just sounds like me. Literally, like.
You don't gotta be baby shark all the time.
First
I
of all,
told you.
first of all,
No, she don't think she baby shark. She thinks she shark.
I am a shark. Now I'm just saying, I am. Well, yeah.
You're adorable.
Okay.
The fun part.
Yes.
What? Oh,
Let's do the dirty laundry. This dirty laundry.
Hey.
We really gotta make that a thing. Like, can we like?
No.
We're gonna
going, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta
Dirty
make that a thing.
No indictments, no indictments, no indictments.
Why with the beat? Why with the beat? Why with the beat?
Get it.
Okay, so Dirty Laundry is a segment on Illest Girls Next Door where, you just pick a little bone out the closet of the skeletons.
Wow.
Something that you witnessed, that you seen. We don't do indictments, so no name drops, no anything. You're just going to share a secret with us.
I just love how we just went from crying to talk about dirty laundry. Like,
Make it juicy.
like
Switch
what?
up.
That's
the
diversity.
transition.
Right, the transition.
Okay. A lot of people don't know this.
Drum roll.
A lot of people don't know this. So when I was young, like, never coming back. Like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Like a child.
10. Trying to figure out when it stopped. Probably like, nah, I'm not. Damn, that sounds so bad when I tell y'all what it was. Hold on. It probably stopped at like 8, like a little 8-ish. I was obsessed with watching porn. Like, I was obsessed with watching porn. I probably started like 6.
That's interesting.
I want to say
Mad interesting.
Look at Marv.
Wait, how did this happen? Like, where did you
I knew,
find
like-
it?
So, yeah, you guys remember when we had the black box cable?
Yes.
All right, so, and it's crazy because my cousins till this day hike on me about it. So I remember the channels. It was like 52 and 44. Was like the porno channels.
It came on late night.
And it would come on really, really late, like real late. And till this day, my cousins be hiking on like 52 and 44, and nobody know what they talking about. And I'm like, yo, chill. Like, I used to watch it like when I couldn't sleep. Like I used to shift between that and cartoons. And like,
So you had a shit on last?
no, it was black. It was black
Oh,
box.
this is
There
when you
was
had
no last. There was I had
the
to
square remote with the like
I had
4
to
buttons
like
on that
type
shit.
it up. I mean, like push it up and
Literally.
then push it back down.
Hey,
And
yo.
I finally got caught one night. Like I got caught one night and I ran for my life. I ran. I'm like, she's going to. When you a kid and you like want like
Right.
the thing was, I wasn't like a freak booty kid. I just knew it was wrong. And honestly, like that's the real before anybody like honestly, that was the real reason I watched it because I knew I wasn't supposed to be watching it. So I just used to just watch it like interested, like.
So you just bad for no reason.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't know what was going on. I knew I wasn't supposed to be watching it, so I'll watch it. And my mother bust in the room one day and was like, "You in here watching porn?" And my heart, oh my Jesus. Like, you feel it? You get a flashback. I'm going to go get the belt. Man, you gotta catch me first. I ran out the room. I ran in my grandmother's room and was on top of the bed. Like I remember I was on top of the bed like this, and she was swinging the belt like, "Get your ass down!" I was just, I feared for my life in my head. Like as a kid, when you actually scared of like. I was so, you know what? She just kept swinging. Get your ass down. I was like, no, you're going to have to get up here with me because you're not about to get. She got me though. She grabbed me and beat me. And I think I stopped watching it out of paranoia for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, that's it.
But my guilty conscience, like when I did try to sneak back, my guilty conscience, it wouldn't like I was trying, I got a beating. So to me, I was traumatized. Like, yeah, I think I'm good off this. I know
keep watching it,
I know how it ends all the time at this point. Like, so it did kind of calm me down, but I got away with it for a long time. Like a long time. Like it was a thing at night. Like I couldn't wait till 2 a.m. It's 2 o'clock. Everybody sleep. Time to get it on. Like just laying there, like just shifting through the channel. So Wow.
I think that's top 5.
That's really
That's
funny
top
as
five.
hell.
That's definitely top
when we
5.
when we do the recap at the end of the year.
Yeah. She said 2 a.m.
That gotta be in there. That,
For sure.
does
I
Mike
ain't
know
time to
that?
go to sleep yet. No, I think that's his first time.
He in there bugging.
I think that's my first time telling him that.
That's mad funny.
That's hilarious. I just want to say thank you for coming on the
Yes,
show. Like,
thank
this
you.
was
This was
such
so
a great
fun.
show.
I know, yeah. I had a good time. I had a good
Oh, by
time.
the way, Illest Girls Next Door supporters, do y'all peep the new room? Like,
Oh yeah,
how y'all
y'all like
it?
it? Let us know. Put it in the comments. How you like it? Yeah. Oh, drop your Instagram.
Yes.
Oh, my Instagram is at gold. Wait a minute, that ain't it. Hold on. I changed it. My Instagram is official gold aura. No underscores, no periods, no nothing. Official gold aura. For those who don't know how to spell aura, because I can feel it, somebody can't spell it. AURA. Official gold aura is my Instagram.
Official gold aura. All right.
Well, y'all heard it first on Illest Girls Next Door. I'm J Benz.
I'm Rissy Riss.
And I'm Yanni.
and this is Illest Girls Next Door. And we'll catch you next.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, wait.
What?
Illest Girls Next Door, where I got the next show. I got it for y'all next show.
What happened?
New slogan on the way.
Next show.
Hey yo.
With the three little